Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We have been following breaking news all day from Oakland County. The attorney for James and Jennifer Crumbly, the parents of the defendant in the school shooting, now says they did not flee and instead left town for their own safety. Good to have you with us for Local 4 News at 5. A statewide be on the lookout alert was issued for the Crumbleys at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The sheriff went on network cable television saying the Crumbleys were nowhere to be found.
But now their attorney says they are returning to the area to be arraigned on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. We want to get right out to our Karen Drew. She's live in Pontiac tonight. And Karen, it really has been a real mess over the past few hours here.
You know, Kim, you put it correctly. It has been a mess, a lot of miscommunication. We earlier had said that these parents were on the run, and now their attorney says that they're turning themselves in, but that their attorney could have obviously told us that earlier in the day. Miscommunication, but we have to put this in perspective. In a sense, they're trying to change the headline. These parents, Jennifer and James Crumbly, have been now charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. And that truly is the headline that is capturing the attention here locally and nationally as parents now are being charged in the deadly shooting in Oxford High School. So the question is, where are these parents right now? According to police, we haven't gotten a statement that they know exactly where they are. According to the parents' attorneys, they claim they're turning themselves in. They never were on the run. They just left town for their safety. This is a breaking story. Devin and Kim, we're trying to piece all these pieces together and figure out exactly where they are, when they're going to turn themselves in. But in the meantime, the Crumbleys are now facing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, a major, major decision made by the Oakland County prosecutor today that was announced just a few hours ago. Back to you.
And Karen, we'll be checking back with you in a few minutes. As we continue to closely follow the whereabouts of the Crumbleys, we want to take a closer look at the charges they're now facing.
For that part of the story, let's bring in Sean Lay, who's live in Pontiac with more. Sean.
We're talking about 4 felony charges of involuntary manslaughter for both parents. The details here, absolutely shocking. Monday, a teacher catches Ethan Crumbly searching for ammunition on his phone. She alerted school officials. Tuesday, we're talking about investigators say his mom sent a text, actually when he was told that he was searching for ammo on the phone, a text, "Don't get caught next time," from the mom, LOL. Tuesday now, before the shooting, the teacher presents the parents and the school with Crumbly's note reading, "Help me," along with drawings of a shooting.
Any individual who had the opportunity to stop this tragedy should have done so.
On Black Friday, the Oakland County prosecutor says James Crumbly and son Ethan were together at Acme Shooting Goods in Oxford, James purchasing a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. In verified posts to social media, Ethan posted a photo of the handgun writing, "Just got my new beauty today." Mom Jennifer posted on Instagram, Mom and Son Day, testing out his new Christmas present. Oxford High School Monday, a teacher pulls Ethan Crumbly from class, catching him searching for ammunition on his phone. Mom ignored calls from the school, instead texting Ethan, quote, "I'm not mad at you. You have to learn how to not get caught. LOL." Tuesday, another teacher pulls the 15-year-old from class again after seeing violent drawings and these terrifying words.
The note contained the following: a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, quote, "The thoughts won't stop, help me," end quote.
This time, James and Jennifer Crumbly met with Ethan and school officials and insisted Ethan return to class. Investigators say the parents never asked Ethan where his handgun was, never looked in his backpack, and did not tell the school that they had just bought a handgun for their son. Soon after, investigators say there was nothing preventing Ethan Crumbly to murder classmates, shooting them at point-blank range.
4 kids were murdered. And then 7 more injured. So yes, I think we should all be very angry.
The couple was to be arraigned right here at Rochester 52nd District Court at 4 o'clock today. The parents' attorney, Shannon Smith, she represented Larry Nasser. You might know the name Shannon Smith. told the prosecutor last night when charges are approved, we'll make arrangements for a turnover, a turn into the sheriff's office. She says she got no advance notice, however, of the charges. She only learned about them with prosecutor Karen McDonald's noon news conference. Just got off the phone with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. They too say they got no advance warning the charges were coming from the prosecutor's office until about 10 today. That may answer the question why the couple may not have been closely surveilled at that time.
We'll keep following that part of the story too. All right, Sean.
An emotional moment taking place right now for the community of Oxford and the family of one of the victims, Justin Schilling. Priya Mann, live at McLaren Oakland Hospital in Pontiac, where a lot of folks have turned out for an honor walk there. Priya.
Yeah, that's right, Kim, Devin. I just want to show you the scene that's taking place right now. Some of the youngest supporters are here with a sign, Oxford Strong, RIP Justin. There are hundreds here who've gathered outside of McLaren Oakland Hospital in Pontiac. Just take a look. 17-year-old Justin Schilling was killed in the Oxford High School shooting. He was an organ donor, and that procedure is happening today. When word got out on social media, friends, family, loved ones came out to want to show their support to the Schilling family. The plan right now is at some point the family will come up to the windows and look down and see this outpouring of support from people who wanted to be here to show the family how loved Justin is. He was, of course, a very well-respected member of golf and bowling teams. The family did release a statement today. This is the first time that we're hearing from the family. A portion of that statement reads, "The loss of Justin leaves such a gaping hole in our family that we cannot conceive of life without him. Our hearts are broken, and it still go out to the other families suffering this very same loss at this very same moment, and which is beyond imagination, nothing any family should have to endure." Again, that statement being released from the Schilling family earlier today. It's the first time that we've heard from them. And again, folks here have been gathered for more than an hour. At times, we have seen them waving up to the windows. I also want to point out that there are paramedics and firefighters from across Metro Detroit. In fact, downtown Pontiac right now is effectively shut down so that these supporters can just show the Schilling family how loved they are. And again, some of the youngest here, just kids. I mean, such difficult conversations that you're having with your loved ones. And again, this is taking place right now. And again, the plan is the family will come up to the windows and then they will wave and they will see that this, entire community is here for the Schilling family. And again, at just 17 years old, he was an organ donor, and that procedure taking place today. Reporting live at McLaren Oakland in Pontiac, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya, thanks.
Meanwhile, a 13-year-old boy is arrested after Detroit police say he brought a gun to school. Happened this morning at the Regent Park Scholars Charter School, which is on the city's east side. Investigators say a teacher found a bullet on the student. They say the teacher then found an unloaded gun inside his bag. Police acted quickly and took the teen into custody. We'll keep learning more. New coronavirus numbers are just in from the state, and cases have shot right back up. 18,443 new cases over the past 2 days. So the average now over 9,000 cases per day. 277 more deaths also being reported. Michigan getting close to 26,000 deaths to coronavirus. That includes 169 from a Vital Records review.
Now take a look at the 7-day moving average over the past 3 Fridays. And you can see here the average number of new cases shooting back up after dipping down a little bit over the holiday.
While the Delta variant continues to surge in Michigan, nationwide health officials are tracking new cases of Omicron.
Tonight, 7 states are reporting cases: California, Colorado, Minnesota, New York, Hawaii, Nebraska, and Pennsylvania. New research from South Africa, where Omicron was first identified and sequenced, suggests it's at least 3 times more likely to cause a reinfection in those previously infected with COVID. Scientists are working to determine how well our current vaccines will hold up against this new variant.
And the surge in Delta variant cases here in Michigan once again putting hospitals and frontline workers under enormous stress.
Hospitals across Metro Detroit described all too familiar conditions of ICUs full of sick patients. Grant Herms live tonight, and Grant, the situation is not getting any better.
It is not getting any better. You know, there are still signs around Beaumont, Dearborn here that say thank you to the frontline workers, although doctors say they're not feeling very thanked. They say most of their COVID patients are unvaccinated, and they're almost always their most severe cases. Plus, there are still fears that the worst of this latest surge is yet to come.
Another round of staggering COVID numbers as the state's latest wave continues to surge. Cases topping 18,000 over a 2-day span, bringing the daily total to more than 9,200, the second highest number of cases since the start of the pandemic.
We are concerned that this exacerbation and surge in COVID will surpass last year's at this time.
Some of Detroit's largest hospital groups saying nearly all of their hospitals are at or over capacity again. Henry Ford's chief operating officer telling this story from a nurse manager.
She said, "It's heartbreaking for me to tell my staff, please continue to give up your holidays. Please continue to work 6 shifts in a row. Please continue to stress yourself beyond imagination when the perception is that the community is not meeting us halfway in this fight."
The State Department of Health also updating its quarantine and isolation protocols, urging schools to isolate students, teachers, and staff who test positive even if they don't have symptoms, and quarantine those who might have been exposed. Department officials also renewing the call for universal masking in K-12 classrooms, which they strongly recommend, as the threat of a new potentially more infectious Omicron variant has begun to spread in the U.S.
Meanwhile, while we are learning more about this variant, we need to continue to follow the precautions that have always worked for us.
Another wave of COVID yet to crest as frontline workers hope to fend off another.
And doctors also had a message for those who are fully vaccinated. They say that those cases they've seen of those people who are vaccinated have heard stories of those people who sort of felt a super immunity to COVID and then took more risks than they should have. They said, while getting vaccinated is still your best chance of staving off severe illness, things like washing your hands, keeping your distance, and wearing a mask are still essential to staying healthy during this pandemic. Kimberly?
Grant, back to this Omicron variant. How are hospitals handling this surge, especially with worries about this new variant right on the horizon?
Well, they're very worried about this right now, and they said that the problem isn't so much that they don't have the number of beds, even though that is a problem. They say that it's staff who's been run ragged over this pandemic. We're talking doctors, nurses, and specialists. So coming up at 6, we'll tell you why the U.S. military has now been called out here to Dearborn to help with this latest surge. Back to you.
Need all the help they can get. Okay. Grant, thanks.
Got much more to come on a busy day here at 5. Let's check in with Paul.
Yeah, hey, Devin. The evening ahead, aside from maybe just a few harmless flakes in the northern thumb, should be dry for most of us. Temps holding steady in the mid-30s, and the weekend ahead is not looking all that bad, but get ready for more weather whiplash. I'll have all the details you need to know coming up straight ahead.
Police all over Metro Detroit are dealing with several threats to their school districts. Coming up, we tell you what one chief is saying your child can expect if they make a threat or share it on social media.
But first, how 2 Detroit police officers were able to rescue 4 kids who'd just been kidnapped. We'll have that next.